suicide squeeze, the sacrifice, the bunt and run. These are all commonalities in today's baseball world, no doubt, but where did they come from? Did Abner Doubleday and his friend, that other guy, lay down the first bunt? The answer is, of course, no. Clemington Schumann, a little-known second baseman from Anklebo, Nebraska, became an overnight sensation in 1924 when he created the bunt.
You know, he wasn't much of a hitter, you know. He wasn't. In fact, he stunk. But he had these big arms, you know. They're like the size of, like sequoia trees, but they weren't that big. They were like little trunks, you know. Maybe like saplings. They were like saplings, thin, little thin type, lightweight arms, pencil-shaped.
Clemington Schumann languished with the Washington Senators farm team, the Saginaw Rockets, for the better of 10 years. Schumann's coaches may not remember him, but the Saginaw newspapers sure did.
I was at least 10 times the hitter he was. And fielding, and dropping out and take a 5-minute walk in a 4-minute car wash. I was 20 times the fielder he was. And if you do your arithmetic, you know what that means. I was 30 times the player he was. And I'll tell you right now, if it weren't for that dirigible accident, when they ate all those people, I'd have been on the Senators for sure.
Luck did smile upon Schumann in the spring of 1924 when the Senators' dirigible crashed into the Rocky Mountains. The team was lost for over a month and was forced to eat all 4 of its second basemen to survive. When the team finally returned to Washington, Clemington Schumann was called up.
My darling Wilma, I write you with sadness in my heart. I know for my own part that I am no ball player. I am no baseball man. I should have been a plumber. This will end badly. Mark my words. Clemington Schumann, 1924.
Where Schumann lacked confidence, his coaches had nothing but.
Dear Coach Stevenson, who the hell is Clemington Schumann? Cy Billings, third base coach, Washington Senators, 1924.
And it was under the tutelage of Washington's renowned hitting coach, Horace Miltonberger, that Schumann defined his legendary swing. Miltonberger taught Schumann to shorten his wild swing, and Schumann took it one step further.
I couldn't believe my eyes. I was paralyzed with fear. Where did the ball go? What was I to do? Ah, Clemmy, he was a crafty bastard. Alfred Willingham, 1924.
Ne'er a truer word was spoken. Clemmy was crafty, and with only a mother, he was a bastard. Over the next 12 weeks, Schumann went on a tear, batting .780 and leading the Senators to a 45-12 record before the All-Star break. Schumann was a worldwide celebrity, and the notoriety earned him a spot on the National League All-Star team. By September, the Senators were unstoppable, and Clemmy was the wind in their sails.
Calling his shot at bat was clearly the pinnacle of the so-called Clemmy Bunts phenomenon. The footage of that game has been studied over and over. It was Game 7 of the World Series, bottom of the 9th, 2 outs, bases loaded, and the Sens were down by 3. And to top off all that drama, it was the first game broadcast on radio, and that by the legendary voice of the Senators, Mick Wimbledon.
Schumann to bat. Schumann stands in. Is he calling his shot? Yes. Schumann intends to hit the ball where he's pointing. Here's the pitch. And Schumann bunts. There goes the ball. It went right where he wanted it to go. How about that? Earl Rodia scores. Foster Burton scores. Cap Seraphin scores. And Clemmy Bunts rounds third, and he'll score. The Senators win the World Series. A grand slam bunt by Clemmy Bunts himself, Clemington Schumann.
My darling Wilma, I'm a hero. My ship has come in. There will be no end to my success. May God bless me and my wonderful, indefatigable bunts. Clemington Schumann, 1925.
If hubris be the root of man's downfall, so it was for Clemington Schumann.
After numerous failed experiments, Whitey Smith, the third base coach for the St. Louis Browns, realized that bringing the infielders in closer to the plate could effectively contain the bunt. So at Schumann's first at-bat in the 1925 season, the first and third baseman approached the plate, and the bunt's weakness was exposed.
Yeah, Clemmy went 0 for, I don't know, that year. I mean, didn't get a hit. Bad 0. We thought he'd come around, but he never did. God, he was stubborn. Selfish, too. You know, when one of us would try to bunt, he'd come around and punch us and say, no, that's mine.
And so Clemmy Bunts was cut from the Senators in October of 1925. He signed with the Pittsburgh Pirates the following spring, but didn't make the team. He went back to the Saginaw Rockets and played sporadically through 1926, when he officially retired from baseball.
I think he thought that if he wore a different uniform, you know, people wouldn't recognize him, and maybe he could keep on bunting. But no, we knew it was him. It was sad. Funny, but it was sad, and Roman would cry during our games. I guess it's sort of like the sense of the inevitability of our mortality, and the sense of the collision.
And so went the remarkable rise and fall of Clemmy Bunts Schumann. In just 1 year, Clemington experienced a dramatic rise to the top and a catastrophic fall. After retiring, he simply faded into obscurity. What happened to Schumann? Some say he became a drunk. Others say a family man. No one can really say for sure. You know what I think a good ending would be? If he got bunted to death.
Frankie shot Albert, and she shot him 3 or 4 times. Says, throw back, I'll smoke him a gun, let me see his Albert dine. He's my man.